Popular in Spanish-influenced countries throughout the world, flan is, in my opinion, a top-tier dessert. Unfortunately, it's also often sickly sweet because so many recipes call for sweetened condensed milk. Well, I've tried to remedy that in this simple and straightforward recipe, and no canned milks are required. And if you're new here, I'm Maggie, this is No Frills Kitchen, where I teach you how to cook with confidence with nothing fancy required.
Start with weighing out your sugar, which is used in both the custard and the caramel, so it has to be divided. There are two components to a flan, the caramel and the custard itself. For all intents and purposes, flan is basically just an upside down creme brulee, though it doesn't require any special equipment, a blowtorch, to make. We'll start by making the caramel, which is a process I have covered ad nauseum. See my chewy caramel recipe. All you need to do is add some sugar to a small saucepan along with a bit of water. Take this time to also set up a small dish of water and a pastry brush next to the stovetop. You will need this later. Set the pan over medium heat and stir constantly to dissolve the sugar. You want all of the sugar to be completely dissolved before the mixture boils, and you also do not want to stir at all after the mixture is boiling. Once the sugar is dissolved, stop stirring the syrup. Dip the pastry brush in the water and wash down the sides of the pan to get rid of any sugar crystals. Then let the syrup boil undisturbed until you notice it begin to change color. Once it reaches an amber color, remove it from the heat. This will take about 5 minutes. This one actually got a little bit darker than I generally would have liked, but sometimes when filming it's easy to make mistakes. Immediately pour the caramel into 4 175ml or 6-ounce ramekins, swirling the ramekin to coat the bottom evenly. Set these aside and turn your attention to the custard. Add an equal amount of cream and whole milk to a saucepan along with a pinch of salt. I also like to scrape the seeds from a vanilla pod and add it into the milk along with the pod itself. If you don't want to use a vanilla pod, you can also use extract or paste here. Just add it in after you've heated the mixture, not before. Set it over medium heat and gently heat the milk. Once it's simmering, remove the milk from the heat. Meanwhile, add some sugar along with a whole egg and some egg yolks to a medium mixing bowl. Whisk these together vigorously until the mixture is pale and very frothy, a full 90 seconds. Now, whisking constantly, slowly stream in the hot milk mixture. Once that's all incorporated, set a fine mesh sieve over a measuring jug or something large with a pour spout and strain the custard through it. Then place a tea towel on the bottom of a large baking dish and arrange the caramel-coated ramekins on top of it. This is to prevent them from sliding about when you move it into the oven. Pour the custard into the ramekins, ensuring that they're equally filled. Now pour some boiling water into the baking dish, ensuring that it comes about halfway up the sides of the ramekin. This ensures that the custards will bake gently and evenly. Cover the entire baking dish tightly with foil and then very carefully move it to a 150C or 300F oven. Cook the flans until they wobble significantly when shaken, but they do not ripple like it's liquid. This will take about 30 to 40 minutes. And note that they will continue to set up as they cool and as they chill. Allow the flans to cool in the water bath for about 5 minutes before removing them and allowing them to cool to room temperature on a wire rack. Once at room temperature, move them to the refrigerator to chill completely, at least 3 hours. To serve, run a paring knife along the sides of the ramekin. Place a plate on top of the ramekin and then flip the whole thing upside down. Give the plate a good shake to release the flan. You will likely hear it fall out and notice some caramel pooling around the plate. And carefully remove the ramekin. Serve the flan immediately after unmolding. And if you liked this recipe, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my next videos. Enjoy!